And welcome back to eBEFOREi Video Reviews. Today I'm joined by my two helpers, C and B before I. Hi! And today we're going to talk about a few things. The truth of the matter is I'm about to go on a cruise for like a week, a very long time. It's a long time away from making videos, so I thought I'd post one kind of group video. And it's not going to be so much a review, I just want to show off some recent purchases. We're going to talk Transformers and Star Wars. My helpers got helped out. Anyway, so there's a few things that I want to talk about. Let's start with Star Wars. I picked up Forlom, part of the Black Series, and Forlom is great. I had this toy, the little 3.5-inch Kenner toy, when I was a kid, and what a great update this is. I'm going to show him off in just a few minutes. Also, I picked up young Han Solo from Solo, the movie. Not the cup, the movie. And this is supposed to be a young Han Solo, even though he doesn't look like Harrison Ford and doesn't talk like Harrison Ford. But trust me, this is a young Han Solo, and I'll show you him up close as well. I think the star of that set, other than Tarkin that I didn't get, he's on order. I couldn't find him in the store. But I did find young Lando Calrissian, and this is a cool toy. I mean, this thing oozes cool, very fashionable. He's got a soft, rubbery tie or a scarf and cape like you'd expect on Lando. Great gun. I mean, this guy looks really good. Don't worry, I'm going to get up close with these guys. Also, the Stormtrooper with the fuzzy scarf. This guy is pretty amazing as well. This fur, it's soft. It's like, you touch it. It's furry. It's the weird... I don't know why my voice just got so high. But this guy's awesome. He's got this fur coat. He's got these robot like mech shoes. Like his feet are in mech boots, which is really, I mean, I don't really know why yet, but super cool. I really dig. And he's got some heft to it too. Really a heavy figure. And then I also picked up a Soldier of the Empire. With his helmet. He's cool. His helmet comes off and there's a dude under there. I mean, normal figure. Or you could have his helmet on and he's Darth Helmet or something. So also cool. On the Transformers front, I've got some of the new studio series. There is Springer. And Springer's probably my second favorite of the deluxes. My first favorite, believe it or not, and I was a doubter when I saw this guy online, is the new Ratchet. On videos and other reviews that I've watched, I've looked at his backpack and this thing that hangs out, and I thought, well, that's kind of weird. I don't know how that's going to work, but it works great. And when you put him side by side by some of the other deluxe Ratchet figures that we've gotten, this is far and away my favorite. So I think from a sleeper hit standpoint, this guy's cool. If you see him in retail, pick him up. I think you'll be happy with him if you like Ratchet from the movieverse. Let's see, what else? Oh, I should talk about Grimlock. Studio Series Grimlock is quite an amazing figure, to be sure. Putting him up next to Ratchet, you can see the size difference. Ratchet's a very tall deluxe. But yeah, he's massive. And the paint, it really has to be seen in person to fully appreciate. But, I mean, what a figure. And his dinosaur mode, not perfect, you may have heard that, but pretty darn good. Transformation's fun too. So if you see Leader Class Grimlock, pick him up. A lot of people are raving about Leader Class Blackout, who I have down here. This is Leader Class Blackout, and awesome alt mode. This helicopter is amazing, and the size of this, I mean, look at I've got a pretty big hand, and hey, but this copter is huge. Very impressive. The robot mode, to me, is a little less impressive. He's kind of limited in his articulation. And also, I have to say that transforming this is not fun for me yet. Maybe I need to learn more about it and just take my time. But as is, this is, I don't know. It's tough. There's a lot of kind of seemingly forcing things into place. I don't hate it. It's good. And the fact that I have an alt mode that looks like this with the Scorponok in the rear is very cool. I'm a big fan of the way that this turned out. So I'm happy that I have it. But leader class, I think Grimlock is the star for me. For Voyager scale, the new Voyager class Optimus Prime, which is right here, is really small in comparison to some other Voyager figures that we've gotten. Specifically, his truck mode is small. If you look at him in robot mode, he's a little smaller than maybe you're used to for Voyager scale, but he's not terribly smaller. He's just a little bit tinier. But this is small. This reminds me of that deluxe Optimus Prime that we got from Dark of the Moon, I think. But we had a deluxe Prime, and his alt mode seemed to be about this size. I'm sure it was a little bit smaller. But this feels like a deluxe, not a Voyager. Feels like a Voyager when he's transformed in his bot mode. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about Bumblebee from Studio Series. Let me turn him around. Yeah, I love the way this looks. In both modes, robot mode and vehicle mode. I don't love his legs. His feet kind of suck. And sometimes he doesn't want to stand upright. And his transformation's kind of sloppy too. There's some parts that are easy to come off. You may have heard that, and it's true. I dig it. I dig the way he looks. Right now, he's my Bumblebee on my movie shelf. But, man, your mileage can vary. These vastly differ from box to box as far as quality. I think this one's okay. But I've seen some real duds out there. So something to watch out for there. That's all I have to show you with my face on camera. I'll show you a few other things up close. And then other than that, I'll see you guys all in about 2 weeks. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. All the support from my channel is so much appreciated. So I just want to say while I'm still looking at you, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Onto the table, then I'm checking out for a couple weeks. We'll see you back then soon. All right, so for our up-close shots, here's Forlom. And again, big fan. It looks like he's using 3PO's, some of 3PO's molding, specifically in the arms, just painted black. Yeah, and the legs. This is 3PO's mold, I'm pretty sure. But the head sculpt is all Forlom. Let's take a closer look. That is a face only a mama can love. I mean, look at that thing. It's like he's got the perfect... I think I read one time that Forlom is a protocol droid who looks like this because he was serving on a ship or a planet where the creatures all were insectoid. Insectoid? Is that a word? But they look like insects. And so, you know, 3PO looks humanoid because he serves humans, and Forlom is looking like this because he was serving bug people. So there's that. I will say that his eyes are like translucent. Like I think I can get some light behind it. Let me back the camera up a bit. In certain light, yeah, it's like almost like a translucent green, which is awesome the way that comes through. He's got the red on the chest. He looks a little bit rusted, which he's supposed to look like inside of his, in his abdomen. Nice silver paint there. Overall, Forlom is awesome, and I'm so happy to add him to my Bounty Hunter collection. Young Lando, fantastic. Head sculpt, amazing. Look at that. That's a Hasbro head sculpt. Look at that thing. Taken straight off the actor/musician on which he was modeled. Looks utterly fantastic. Cool factor, super high. And this thing is... like I said earlier, it's kind of a scarf tie thing from the future past. I guess it's the past. Blue from a long time ago, right? The blue on the inside is completely Lando colored, but I like that it's on the inside and not necessarily the outside. And very cool weapon right there as well. So nice job, Hasbro, on young Lando. Island Ray comes with a soft cape thingy. And underneath is a different set of clothing than we got from the other Jedi Rey. But the face sculpt is better on this one. Now, my figure's not perfect. Lips aren't quite painted in all the way on one side, but it's good enough. and definitely looks like Daisy Ridley. I mean, it does, and that's what you're after here. As comparing it to the Jedi training Rey, yeah, I think the face sculpt is much better. Look at the eyebrows, much more realistic. Very happy with the way that sculpt turned out. Now the Range Trooper. This is probably my favorite figure in the new collection next to Lando. I mean, this thing is great. This bit around the neck is so furry. It's so soft. It is really soft. Like, unbelievably soft for the Range Trooper. You can tell that he's going to be a snowy type guy, right? Because he's all dressed in his coats. Soft plastic on the back. And then, again, the mech legs. Let's get in close on that. Just as you move it, you can see the little pistons moving in and out. I mean, this thing is super cool. And I guess it's supposed to be, like maybe a boot for traversing the snowscape. I don't know. We're going to see when we see the movie. The box, which I happen to have next to me, says, the Imperial expansion requires the settlement of vital operations on the remote outpost worlds. These frontier stormtroopers form a backbone of stubborn defense against would-be thieves and pirates. So, there you go. Very cool. If you see this guy, I would definitely pick him up. He's heavy, as I mentioned, which is neat. Lots of dirt, paint put into him. That's not me abusing the toys. It's just made to look like he's dirty. What's on the belt? I can't tell if that's supposed to be a face or just dirt. I don't know. I'm guessing just dirt. But again, we'll know when the Solo movie comes out. Since I'm a bit pressed for time with the Caribbean vacation I've mentioned several times on this video already, I'll just show you Optimus Prime in his alt mode. I'll transform him on a later review. His transformation's really inventive and cool, and I like it a lot. The paint, very dark red, darker than I'm used to seeing on Optimus Prime, and it looks really good. I like it a lot. I also like that when you flip him over, you don't immediately see a robot. I mean, most of the robot is tucked up into here, and that's very cool. I dig that. No lazy engineering there. Stinger. This is his alt mode. Robot mode looks good too. This guy grew on me. I wasn't a super big fan at first, and then I kind of played around with him and posed him up a bit and ended up being really happy with Stinger. So I want to do a full review on him. And again, these are figures that if you happen to see out at retail, I definitely would recommend that you pick up Stinger. I think he's worth it. Bumblebee face sculpt is awesome. Really like his face sculpt a lot. No problems with that. The figure overall I think looks good, and I like that you can actually remove the arm, which I have on the back of the figure. That's Bumblebee's forearm and hand, and I just pegged that into his back and threw in the engine block / weapon, and I think that looks awesome. This Bumblebee looks great. Like on a shelf, he looks really nice. He's a little bit small, but he just looks really nice. The problem is that he doesn't stand super great. I hate the foot design, and he does tend to tip over at times unless you happen to have everything pegged in just perfect. But there's Bumblebee up close. Getting close to the end of my up-close shots and video as a whole, here's Ratchet. Again, big fan. He's so much sleeker and thinner in the back than the former deluxe Ratchet that we'd gotten. Even though the former one didn't have this thing hanging down, his backpack came out to about here. And so this seems to work a lot better. And this is a lot more humanoid version of Ratchet, I think, than the last deluxe version that we got. This is definitely my favorite deluxe version of movie Ratchet for sure. So if you like the other one and you're on the fence, I would recommend you pick him up as well. Back to Star Wars for a brief second. There's Movie Trooper's face, and his helmet does come off. I said Movie Trooper. He's a Death Star. What is his official title? Death Star Trooper is what he's called from the box. Yeah, he's just a dude, right? He's a dude. And cool outfit, kind of boring. He's all dressed in black, ready to go to maybe a Johnny Cash concert, something like that. Cool, no problem with it. When you put on his hat, for me, kind of shines because he's got that classic Imperial trooper. Yeah, he's got that helmet look, which is cool. And the final lesson of the day is don't do meth, kids, because you can see younger Han Solo full of color in his face, cheeks filled out, looking fine. And then he got into his habit and he got super skinny and pale. And no, I'm just kidding. We love you, Harrison Ford. This only looks like Harrison Ford from the side. From the front, I don't love that head sculpt. I don't. But this looks like the actor, but he doesn't look like Harrison Ford. So side profile. His nose grew. Maybe he told a bunch of lies. I don't know. But he has a tiny nose when he was younger and a bigger nose when he was older. So anyway, this is as close as we're getting to a Bespin Han, I think, for a little while in 6-inch series. Because it kind of has that look to it. Does look like he's wearing some type of rebel jacket, so can't wait to see where this goes. Anyway, that's the end of my close-ups. I've been rambling a lot. I'm off to the Caribbean. I will see you all back here in a few weeks. Take care, guys. It's just toys.